Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. And I think I might have a little bit of a quick one today, maybe one or two battles here, but I do want to show off a new team, and if I don't get too many battles in, I can go ahead and do more videos featuring the team in the future, maybe for my next video. But I don't have too much time to record today, but I definitely wanted to get something out there because I'm excited. But anyways, here's the team for today. We've got a team code right up there if you want to try it out for yourself. And this is a team that I built. I'm just going to kind of quickly go through it, but one of the main focuses of this team is that Honchkrow right there. If you know anything about me, you know that Murkrow is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Honchkrow I like less than Murkrow, but I still like it. I think it's still an awesome Pokemon. And what we're doing with this Honchkrow is using Power Herb with Sky Attack so that we get off an extremely powerful Sky Attack right off the bat, sometimes netting a KO. And if we get a KO, we trigger the Moxie, and then from there we just kind of have this really powerful threat in the form of Honchkrow. Another Pokemon right underneath it that's kind of different is Sinistcha right there, which I think I used on the previous team, though I didn't really get to feature it. And honestly, I've been really liking this Pokemon. I think all I switched from the previous team was that this Sinistcha is Terra Water, whereas the other one I believe was Terra Fairy. Then we've got Vileplume, which I've used in the past. It's a good bulky Pokemon, good defensive typing. This is offensive Porygon 2 underneath it. You know, it's obviously tanky and it's a normal type, which is pretty strong. And then I've got max special attack with a modest nature and the download ability. Finally, we've got Calm Mind Ursaluna, which is another really big threat. And then finally, going back to the top because I didn't talk about Crawdaunt. This is a Crawdaunt set that I used in an older format, in an older regulation, but it was really good in that regulation. It's surprisingly tanky, and its typing, you know, Water and Dark is actually a really solid typing. So this is the team we're working with here, and it's a lot of fun. We're gonna see how it does, and let's get to those games. Alright, we have a game, and my opponent's team is really interesting. They have Banet, or Banet, however you want to say that. They have Gardevoir, they have Zangoose. All of these are Pokemon you don't typically see. I think Metagross and Blaziken are really strong. I think Gardevoir is also pretty strong, but everything else is like extremely uncommon, so this is going to be an interesting game. Luckily, I also have some random Pokemon, so, you know, this could be a good match. So, starting out, you know, I really like Honchkrow. Honchkrow's biggest worry is going to be that Metagross. However, of course, I'm also a Dark type, which is super effective against Metagross, so I actually could have a good matchup against the Metagross there. I also really want to feature Sinistcha, although this match doesn't look... It actually looks kind of okay. I think Bayonet could be scary for Sinistcha. Also, Zangoose or Gardevoir could be scary if they have a Ghost or a Dark type move, but I actually think I want to bring it still. And then finally, that Blaziken's kind of scary. Honestly, Blaziken's super effective against a lot of my team. Blaziken's super effective against like all of my team. So I'm gonna have to, if I'm gonna bring something, it's gonna have to like be prepared to Terrastalize in the face of Blaziken. I actually think I'm gonna bring Crawdaunt here, which is Terra Fairy. If they lead Blaziken, I do have Aqua Jet. I could Terrastalize into a Fairy type, but I'm not sure that's going to be worth it early on in the game. So we're just going to see what they lead with. That's a great trainer card for my opponent. I know I said I would switch my trainer card. I need to switch it. I need to take a new picture. Anyways, they lead Gardevoir, which I like. By the way, you might be able to hear the music. Another thing is, I know I've been having audio issues. I've been trying to resolve them. I think I might just end up buying a new microphone or maybe a new microphone USB cord. So if there is some audio issues, I do apologize. I'm working on fixing those, even though I keep not finding a way to do that. Anyways, you know what? This is not ideal at all, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and Aqua Jet right off the bat. I just don't want to switch. I don't want anything to take needless damage, so if I switch out, like, you know, I think I'd rather just kind of have a safe, or like a healthy Sinistcha or Honchkrow rather than, you know, switching out and taking damage. So now I can go into Sinistcha, which could scout for a Ghost type move. I don't love that though. I actually think I'm just gonna go into Honchkrow and go for the Sucker Punch. It's kinda like predictable, but you know, we're just gonna see how it plays out here. I think it's pretty predictable that I have Sucker Punch, or maybe they might expect me to have Choice Scarf. If they switch, that's not the worst thing in the world because we're not taking damage. If they go for like Trick, I guess if they go for Trick, you know, if they have Trick, they're probably like Choice Scarf, so they can't. If that's the case, then they wouldn't be able to go for Trick. So basically, I think this is a decent situation for me. Although again, it is pretty telegraphed that I have the Sucker Punch. Yeah, so they are going to switch, which is pretty smart on their part. Let's see what they go into though, because Honchkrow does have a decent matchup against their team. They go into Milotic, which is not my favorite matchup. They do see the Sucker Punch now, so they know what we're playing at. They get burned, which means that they have Marvel Scale, which is going to really make it difficult to take down this Milotic. I'm just going to fire off the Sky Attack. It's going to do massive damage unless we... No. Oh, I thought it missed. All right. I mean, it does have 90 accuracy, so it's possible we could miss, which would be absolutely awful. But yeah, there's the Power Herb, and we do... that is a crit. Wow. And they flinch. Okay, so that completely works in our favor. Now, the problem is Acrobatics is obviously less powerful in Sky Attack, so... Oh, man. What do we do here? Because I kind of wanted to save the Terra for Sinistcha, but I think Sinistcha's typing is pretty decent against their team, so I'm just going to go ahead and Terra here and hope that I can do enough damage to knock out the Milotic. They could also Terra. If they're like Terra Fairy, that could be a nightmare for me. But from their perspective, I mean, Sky Attack is an extremely strong move, and it didn't even kill them. So, like, they might be feeling like they're in a pretty good situation here. I just gotta hope that if this does not kill and they go for Recover, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. No way! Oh my god, that did no damage at all. This is a nightmare, yeah. I just need to hope for a crit from Night Slash. Okay, so Milotic typically has like Scald, sometimes it has Dragon Tail, obviously in this case it has Recover. I'm just trying to think, like if I have to go into Sinistcha, like do I have a good matchup where I can just set up Nasty Plots? That's doing like no damage. This is a nightmare. Yeah, I'm really banking on that critical hit. I could also charge up another Sky Attack, but that's just not good. Yeah, they're just... This is rough. I'm gonna go ahead and switch now. If they have Dragon Tail, that's gonna be annoying. But if they don't, I feel like they do. I think it's pretty common that Milotic has Dragon Tail. Yeah, we're gonna go into my Sinistcha, the Daydreamer, which is a really cool title for it. They go Recover again. I am just gonna go Nasty Plot right away, just to kind of scout what they do. Of course, once again, they could just go Dragon Tail. But basically, all of that good momentum that I had with Honchkrow, it has completely dissolved. Like, they completely undid anything that I did with my Honchkrow, which is pretty tough. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Nasty Plot here. If they don't have Dragon Tail, I really like my matchup here. Of course, they could also have Ice Beam, which would be pretty rough. Scald could be annoying if they burn me. Mirror Coat. Wow, okay. That is scary, because now if I don't kill them with a Matcha Gotcha, then they're gonna kill me with Mirror Coat. That's 90 accuracy as well. I'm just gonna go all out here now. Again, it's possible they have Dragon Tail. Oh, this is a tough one. They switch, okay. At least I know what their Milotic is working with, but I'm pretty sure I need Sinistcha in order to beat that Milotic. They go into Gardevoir, which honestly leads me to believe that they might have Shadow Ball, in which case I might just lose this game. So we're gonna go Matcha Gotcha. It's basically like a hybrid of Giga Drain and Scald, which is pretty cool. They Terra. So what could their Terra? They could be Terra Fairy to do extra damage. They could be Stellar, Terra Fire, of course. I knew they were gonna be something that I was like, what could they be that would be good against my Grass type move? Mystical Fire. Luckily, I have the Heat Proof ability, which actually means I'm gonna take less damage from this. I still take a lot of damage though, but it is gonna drop my special attack. Now I can follow this up with a Scald. I'm gonna get a little bit of, oh, what? Oh, wow, okay. I was gonna say, I'm gonna get a little bit of recovery, and then the next turn I can go Scald, but I actually just straight up knocked him out, so that's obviously great. Once again, that Milotic is the worst case scenario, but I feel like if the final matchup is Milotic versus Sinistcha, I think I've got it in the bag. So we'll see what they go into. If they go into something that is not Milotic, I might have to switch. But I really like Sinistcha. It has a really good typing. It resists a lot of things, or is immune to a lot of things, a lot of common things, and then of course Heat Proof basically adds like another resistance. So it kind of technically resists fire, it resists ground, it's immune to normal, and all of these are really common typings in the meta. And they go into Blaziken, and man, what do I go for here? They can't Terra. I'm gonna Strength Sap right off the bat, just kind of see what they do, because if they Swords Dance, this will get me to full. Now, of course, there's a world where if they're like Choice Banded with Flare Blitz, we could die. But once again, we do have the Heat Proof ability, so we take less damage from Fire type moves. Although, you know, it's a Blaziken, it's still gonna hit pretty hard. I think I'm still just gonna go Strength Sap here. They do go Flare Blitz. We could just die here. Oh my god, yeah, we just straight up die. Wow, okay. Man, okay, that's funny. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not super surprised, even though we have Heat Proof, like, you know. And they have Life Orb, which honestly leads me to believe that I don't think Honchkrow is gonna live. I'm gonna be slower than them. I just have to hope I survive, that's it. And then I just have to get lucky against Milotic, which I don't expect to happen. So that's two unlikely things that have to go in my favor. We're gonna fire off that Acrobatics first, which is 110 base power. If we survive here, they die. Okay, they actually switch, okay. So we have a chance. We just need to get lucky once again. That does nothing. Are they gonna recover here? Honestly, I'm gonna Sky Attack. They might recover here. Of course, this charges. My Power Herb is gone, so this is going to take 2 turns. But I just want to see what they do, because yeah, I expect them to recover. You know, eventually they're just gonna run out of recovers. I wish I was keeping track of how many recovers they use. I feel like they use at least 4, and the max is 8, so they might be halfway through their recovers. And as we saw in the first turn, Sky Attack can make him flinch potentially. Okay, well if they burn me, it's over. Okay. I just have to hope for the best with the Night. No, I clicked Sucker Punch. No, that was an accident. I meant to click Night Slash because, yeah, they're gonna recover here. I meant to click Night Slash, of course, because that has a chance to get a critical hit. Even though, you know, after we saw that damage from Sky Attack, I don't think a critical hit from Night Slash will do that much, because Night Slash is much less powerful than Sky Attack. I guess it does also get the Terra boost for what it's worth. Yeah, that's not a... Oh, that is a crit. That's terrible. That's nothing. Yeah, we lose this battle here. I mean, those crits are doing nothing. Yeah, this is a rough one in all honesty, but it's been fun. Let's see what happens. You never know. We could win. It's possible. If we somehow miraculously kill them, which I don't expect, yeah. If we were to kill them there, we could possibly... Wait. Well, I guess this makes sense. I was like, wait, why would you recover there? But it's just the absolute safest play on my opponent's part, so it makes sense. But if we somehow miraculously kill them, which is not going to happen, I guess we could Acrobatics and try to get a crit, but I feel like the power level for both of these moves is kind of the same. Like, Acrobatics is more powerful than Night Slash, but Night Slash is boosted by Terra here, so it's kind of like, I'm not going to do the math, but it's probably very similar. Well, let's just go for Acrobatics since, you know, Night Slash just isn't doing it. Yeah. Pretty desperate there. There wasn't really anything I could have done against the Blaziken. Like, I did what I could with my Sinistcha against Blaziken. But it was still a good battle. I think, you know, just kind of like, I wanted to showcase the power of this Honchkrow build, but I'll probably feature this team again maybe in the next video. Let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see this team again, let me know, because I'm definitely, like, I like this team a lot. I like Honchkrow, I like Sinistcha, I like Vileplume, so I'm down to kind of feature it again, but if you'd rather see a new team, I do have a couple teams kind of in the works. I've been testing them on Showdown and stuff, so, you know, I definitely have a lot of good backup teams. Plus, this team, I think this team so far is still my best team of the season so far, and this was the very first team that I featured with the Choice Banded Staraptor. So let's just talk through the team real quick, because I know I don't have time for another battle, unfortunately, but, you know, I do want to kind of make as much content for this video as possible. Let's talk through the team. So, I mean, I think all of these Pokemon are good. I think what the team needs is a little bit better kind of synergy, because what I've found is there are certain threats that are actually kind of difficult to deal with. I mean, Blaziken, my team is super weak to Blaziken, even though Blaziken is not super common. I feel like it should be more common because Blaziken's very strong. But yeah, Blaziken is something I need to keep in mind with this team. Something that I've thought about as well is swapping out the Vileplume, and I might actually do that, like swapping out Vileplume for like a fire type. Of course, Sinistcha is already a decently bulky grass type, so we kind of already have that covered, and of course it also has Strength Sap. So I think Vileplume's a little bit redundant there. Vileplume, I used it in a team, I think it was during Regulation G, maybe, but I did feature it in the past, and it was pretty decent. It's got a decent typing. Again, defensively, it's got a solid typing, and then with Effect Spore, you can potentially like poison or put to sleep or paralyze the enemy if they make contact, so that can be really strong. When it was most successful for me though was when it had Rocky Helmet, and of course Crawdaunt has Rocky Helmet, so there's some tension there. But I like Sinistcha. Like I said, it has a really good matchup in the meta, and it's a Pokemon that I think not a lot of people are kind of like privy to. I also there might be a world where I actually swap out Strength Sap on Sinistcha for Shadow Ball just to get another stab on there, because Dragonite, like, we're decent against Dragonite, we're immune to Extreme Speed, we resist Earthquake, and we have Heat Proof for Fire Punch. But against Dragonite, we don't really do any damage to it because it resists both of our moves. Unless we burn it, which is kind of the hope. So if we add Shadow Ball, that gives us a little bit more damage against Dragonite. It also maybe gives us an easier time against something like Goldango. So yeah, in the future, I think I might swap Strength Sap for Shadow Ball on Sinistcha. Ursaluna is a Pokemon you don't bring super often, though it is very strong, and when you do bring it, it can be very, very good. Keyberry means that when it gets hit by a physical move, it gets a defense boost. So at that point, you have like a boosted defense stat, and like once you set up a Calm Mind, you also have a boosted special defense. So you're just extremely tanky, and you're just doing massive damage because you're Ursaluna. So yeah, I really like Ursaluna. To that end, it's possible that also Porygon 2 is actually also redundant with Ursaluna. So basically, in the future, maybe I swap Vileplume for something a little bit more well-rounded that helps the team, and then swap Porygon for something else that helps the team, and then I think at that point, you know, the team will be better. But, you know, it's a quick video and just one battle here, but I would love to see your suggestions. If you have any feedback or any suggestions to make the team better, or any thoughts, like if you want to try it out with that team code right there and let me know in the comments how it went for you, definitely let me know. I'm excited for that. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and also please comment. If there are any Pokemon you'd like to see me build around, leave those in the comments below, because I'm basically trying new things with a ton of new Pokemon. So thank you very much. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.